Welcome to the channel, guys. This is what my second gen Tacoma looks like without any running boards on, and this is what it looks like with some thrown on. This video we're going to be unboxing, installing, and giving you a quick review of these running boards. I wanted to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor. These were sent to us by KYX. They have an Amazon store, and I'm going to have the link to their store in the description below if you wanted to check these out. It didn't take too long for these to come in. You can see here, this is the packaging. There's a couple of different spots that you need to open with a knife, and then you could tear open the box, and then everything is going to be bubble wrapped inside. And you can see there's two individual pieces, and then there's all of the hardware in the box. We'll look at the hardware here in a second, but we're going to start unwrapping this, take a first look, and you can see it has a nice finish on it. You can see that they also have it labeled there with an R. That's going to be the right side of the truck, which is the passenger side. These are hollow, so they're not too heavy, and they can still support up to 500 pounds. Of course, the other side is labeled as well. It has an L there, and that's going to be on the driver's side. I also laid them out on the floor and put my foot on it just to see how the step would feel, and it seems like it's going to be plenty big enough. This box here has all of the hardware. Once we open it up, the first thing you're going to see is the instructions and a manual on how to do the installation. And then inside, there's going to be all of the hardware that you're going to need. The first thing you're going to want to do is check the part list and make sure you have every single part that's on this list before you start the installation. You don't want to be doing the installation and realize that you're a part short and have to order something else. That being said, we double checked, we had all of the parts, and we're getting ready to do the install. To get rid of any confusion, they also labeled all of the metal pieces. They're going to have either an L or an R, L meaning left, R meaning right, and then they're going to have an orientation. You can see that there's going to be a front, there's going to be a middle, and there's going to be a rear. And there's going to be 6 of these braces here, 3 for each side. We went ahead and started by throwing everything that's going to be on the left side, everything that's going to be on the right side, so we wouldn't get those mixed up. We have an impact, and we have a flathead screwdriver. There's going to be 3 different sets on each side that you have to take out, one for the front, one for the middle, and one for the back. We're working on the front right now, and you can see we could just twist those out, and it's going to have 2 different holes that we can use. And then going down a little bit of the body, there's going to be 2 more. We're going to take those out as well. And then there's going to be 2 at the very end. The holes are going to be threaded, and you're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. This is what it's going to look like when it's attached on the truck. Now we are going to take this bracket off and attach everything to the Nerf bars first, and then attach it to the truck. One thing I liked about this install was all of the washers and all of the bolts were the same size, so you didn't have to worry about that. Right now we have the Nerf bar on its side. You can see that we're going to be putting 2 bolts on the side, and then there's going to be 1 bolt that's going to be underneath, and we're going to put these just hand tight. We're not going to tighten them all the way up until we have everything lined up. Then at the very end we'll tighten up everything. Everything was very clearly labeled, and we still messed it up. You can see we're putting on the back bracket on the front, and so we're going to have to switch that later on. I don't show it in the video because it's pretty much the exact same thing, except for we have 1 bracket in the wrong spot. And we're going to go ahead and get this completely set up, ready to be put on. All of the brackets are in place, it just needs to be put on the truck. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. We had about 2.5 people for this install. I only count myself as a half because I was filming half the time as well. If you're not filming, you can knock this out with 2 people easy. If you had no other option and you had to do it by yourself, it wouldn't be the worst. Again, they're not too heavy, and you could always use a jack or a stand.
2 more bolts.
Yeah. We already have all the braces on, so all we have to do to attach this is throw 2 bolts in the front, middle, and in the back, and then tighten everything up. These are Nerf bars, they're not rock sliders, and they're attached to the body and not the frame, so they're not going to be as secure as rock sliders attached to the frame. But you can see here, we do a little shake test at the end, and it's holding up pretty well. We're going to do a step test so you can see it flex here in a second. My entire Tacoma build is black and white, so these give a nice black pop to my truck. On the passenger side, you're going to do the exact same thing. The main thing to remember is we only had those bolts hand tight whenever we were putting this on, so we have to go back and tighten all of those. We went ahead and double checked everything, and we're ready to do a quick step test. We have Clay here jumping on, and you can see they didn't really bounce that much. There's a little bit of sway to them, but they can hold up to 500 pounds, and they look very nice. Now, if you do grab it and shake it, it's going to have a little bit of give, but that's because it's mounted to the body again and not the frame. So for a body mount, I find it pretty secure. Now, the great thing about it being a body mount is it didn't take hardly any time at all. If we weren't filming, this would have took us 30 minutes to get this install completely done. These are designed to give a nice look to your Tacoma while adding a little bit more practicability, adding that step, and they do exactly that. I have no issues with this step so far. If I do have any issues, I'll leave those in a pinned comment below. These are the running boards I thought would look best on my Tacoma. I know everyone has a different preference on what styles and what they need for practicality. If you go to their website, they do have a lot of different Nerf bars that are tubed, that have just the little predator steps. So if that's more your style, they have other options for you as well. If you made it this far in the video, guys, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you're into outdoor things, this channel is an outdoor channel focused on trucks, camping, guns, knives, anything outdoor related. So consider subscribing so you don't miss another video. I'll see you guys in the next one.